So that's what I tell people. Play the music, man. The music is the one that is going to dictate how you should play it. The music is like, oh, I want you to play me like this, not like that. That opened my mind.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Everybody, happy Friday, August 25th. This is Jackie Bertoni. Jackie's Groove, brought to you by Intertalk Radio Network. You're into all things music. You guys, I got to tell you, I'm beside myself with joy today. I've known this man for well over 30 years. His music is synonymous with the greatest hits in the history of music. One of my favorite songs growing up was Blondie's The Tide is High. Yes, that man was playing on that, and we'll talk about everything this gentleman has done. We're talking about Alex, or should we say Alejandro Acuña, born in December the 12th in Peru. And Alex, am I saying the name right? Pativilca, Peru, where you were born?
Pativilca.
Perfect. And this man at the age of 10 was playing his ass off all through Peru. He moved to Lima, Peru as a teenager. And at the age of 18, he joined a band called Perez Prado. And then that was up until in 1974 when Alex and his family moved to Las Vegas. So with that said, Alex Acuña, welcome, my friend. And let's pick it up and let's let the audience know what's going on in the life of Alex Acuña.
Okay, wonderful things. Many beautiful things. I want to add that in 1965, I went to San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then in 1974, I came to Las Vegas. So I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico for 9 years, studying at the Conservatory of Music in San Juan. And I married over there. My first oldest children are they Boricuas, they Puerto Ricans. So the reason I have to mention that is because that's when I really emancipated as a musician, because I wanted to learn the real ways to play Latin music, Latin rhythms, Caribbean rhythms, instruments, conga, timbales, bongo, cowbells, guiro, maracas, claves. And because of that, opened the door for me to be able to play any genre in this world. So when you ask me how I'm doing amazingly good, healthy, still in love with my wife, in love with my family, with God, with my friends, and the great musicians in Los Angeles. And most of all, I feel great, you know. And that's
the main thing, Alex, because I look at you, I'm not going to sit there and talk about your age, but you still look like a kid. And that's a good genes, my friend. And the thing I love about this, I'm going to just sit there, I'm going to brag out, because it's usually everybody wants to be like their mentors. I would say Alex was one of my mentors, along with Paulino da Costa. But I got a call. I did an album back in 1996 with a group called Wilson Phillips, and with their massive hits. And the sisters, Carney Wilson and her sister, all got together on a new album called The Wilsons. And so when they came out with this situation, I was out on the road, and they wanted me to record a great song called Everything that they brought their father, Brian Wilson, on. And they said, Jackie, can you do the gig? I said, no, I couldn't do the session, but I had just met Alex, and we talked at PASIC, which is Percussive Art Society International Conference. So the first thing that came to my mind, I said, give Alex Acuña a call. So Alex did that song, and what pisses me off, Alex, is that song became a huge hit for them, and I wasn't on it. But the fact of the matter is, if I was going to give that gig to anybody, it's so nice to see my name and your name on a great album. So thank you for that invitation also, my friend. So, and that's Wendy and Carney Wilson. So, yeah, man. So I don't know if you remember. It was back in 1996. But nonetheless, it was a huge hit for them and their father. So with that said, hey, Alex, I know it blows me out of the water. You went to Las Vegas in 1974 and studying all the Afro-Cuban rhythms and the rhythms of Peru and so on. But the fact is, man, you took that talent and you landed a gig with Elvis Presley and Diana Ross. That's a crazy dichotomy between what you learned and so on. How was it playing with Elvis? And how much did you play percussion or drums with Elvis?
Elvis had his drummer, his name, he's still alive, is oh my God, he's playing with Neil Diamond right now. Anyhow, that
crazy.
I will remember his name right now, but I was playing percussion with Elvis. Actually, I was playing in the house band because I can read also music, and I was trained to play all kinds of music, classical music as well. So when I started playing at the Hilton, the first concert that I played at the Hilton was Olivia Newton-John. And she just came from, this is 1974, she just came from Australia, 1974. And anyhow, and then I stayed in the band, and when Elvis came over, the conductor, Joe Gershio, who used to be Elvis and Diana's conductor, musical conductor, he recommended me. He said, you should use Alex. And Elvis said, I never used percussion in my band. No, but Alex is anyhow. So Elvis said, okay. And I started playing with Elvis. I mean, musically, really, for a percussionist, is not much to play, but this is the part that every percussionist should listen. Every percussionist should. Of course. It's supposed to be tamed. It's not supposed to be burning all the time. You're supposed to play a tambourine beat maybe every 4 bars. You're supposed to play a shaker, a maraca, a one conga hit maybe every 6 bars, Exactly. And that's what I learned with Elvis.
Now, let me ask you a question, and the listeners want to know this also. How much time did you get a chance to spend with him at all? Did you get a chance to actually interact with him and talk outside of the music side? How was he, if you did that chance?
Well, yeah, definitely. Ron Tutt, the drummer, is Ron Tutt. Ronnie Tutt. Tutt. Tutt.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
He and I know I'm going back a little bit to when you say that my genes, that I look young. Well, Ron Tutt was doing martial arts, and Elvis was doing martial arts, and I have done martial arts all my life. I'm still doing martial arts. Anyhow, I tell you more about that. That's why I stay myself very healthy. My health is excellent. I'm still run. I'm still, I'm 72 years old, but I can still play soccer. I can still do the cartwheels and all that stuff. Anyhow, so through Ron Tutt, we start talking about martial arts, and he introduced me to Elvis. He said, Alex, that's martial arts. So we start doing, drills and katas and things like that, And so Elvis said, man, come to the party, And in those days, they got 1 floor of suite at the International Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas. And they used to invite me up to the party. So, yeah, I saw Elvis. I met Elvis. I talked to Elvis. And he was a regular guy, just like us,
That's beautiful.
Wonderful people, person, So, yes, I did meet Elvis.
You know what cracks me up, though, and I want to find this out, because you look at people like our compadre, Wally Reyes, Walfredo, and what is it about people moving into the U.S. and migrating to Las Vegas? What brought you to Las Vegas that made you, was it the music that you knew you were going to start working right away? What was the reason why you moved to Las Vegas?
Okay, I will answer that. Walfredo Reyes had already 4 children. I had already 3 children. To come to United States, to break into United States, you don't come to New York with the family. You don't come to Los Angeles with the family, because you won't find a job for at least month or 1 year. So
Wow.
Las Vegas was a place, an avenue, a way to get to United States. We went over there. A lot of musicians were there, and immediately they noticed that what we do, they cannot know it. They cannot do it. They cannot play drums and percussion, the way we play, especially
Right.
Walfredo
Right.
Senior. Wally is his son. Walfredo Senior,
Right.
that's the one that came from Puerto Rico as well. He was able to play really good drums. He studied with Joe Morello. He studied with, Henry Adler in New York. He was raised in New York and Cuba, Havana, and he can sight read anything. So he said, Alex, come to Las Vegas, man. So him and the bass player from Cuba as well, Papito Hernandez, recommend me to the Hilton Hotel.
Right.
And a month later, I have my family, my 3 children, my wife, a home. I bought a home with swimming pool and everything, because in those days in Las Vegas, if you work in a hotel, definitely is guaranteed anything. You can loan, you can get loans, because you have a steady job.
Right.
The people that work at the casinos, like the croupiers and people like that, and the musicians,
Right.
definitely, they became the king of the city because they have a steady job, they have a steady paycheck.
Absolutely.
So that's why we came to Las Vegas.
It makes all the sense in the world, and think about this for a second, Alex, the thing about me that I've always been blessed with is people consider me a chameleon when it comes to percussion. I don't play drums. I'm strictly percussion. But the bottom line is I wasn't coined as a conguero for only salsa music or ethnic music. So it lends my talent to play all types of music, pop music, jazz music, and so on. And then you think about you playing with Elvis, then on to Diana Ross. But look at the list you've played with. Joe Zawinul, Herbie Hancock, Carlos Santana, Antonio Carlos Jobim. I mean, the list goes down. Beck, Roberta Flack, U2, and so on. Is there a certain group and or artist that you can sit and think for a quick second that you really, really, really enjoyed playing with? I don't want to use the most, but you really look forward to playing with them. Who was that?
Well, I have to tell you this. And, these situations definitely are very personal, For me, I have 2 answers for this question. For me, since I was a little boy, music, the word music, became one word where encompassed classical music, ethnic music, African music, Brazilian music, European music, you name it, Cuban music, So right. I enjoy listening and playing and studying all those styles. And then, because I love so much all those genres, I studied a little piano. I played trumpet for 6 years. And then the percussion called me. And then the drums called me. So I started playing drums and percussion. And to be able to play all the different genres, I had to study all of them. I had to really, for me to be able to play Caribbean music, I live in Puerto Rico. I didn't just came to Los Angeles or came to New York and play and learn with the musicians from New York. I went to the nitty-gritty where I learned the culture. I learned how to eat their food and talk like them, talk Caribbean,
exactly.
and become one of them. That's and then when I switched over here to United States, the same way. I wanted to play like American. I record with Chick Corea as well, and I record with a lot of great people like Lyle Mays and, amazing music. And I said, I want to sound also like an American drummer, So for me, I still do and respect and love that if I go to Brazil, the main thing is I'm going to play with the Brazilians. If I go to China, I'm going to play with the Chinese. If I go, wherever I go, because I love cultures, because I love music, and because I love people.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why.
With this huge list in your bio, and they played the who's who of players, Paul McCartney, as I said earlier, but the acts that you're mostly associated with that I'm a big fan on is Weather Report. and one of the greatest jazz groups also. I saw for the first time at the Baked Potato, Kokonania, with just an amazing group of people, great musicians.
Right.
On the self, do you still associate? Do you like to be associated to this day with being a master part of Weather Report?
I like to be associated with everything that I have done. It's a legacy, especially for my grandchildren. My kids, they already know that because I took my children to witness the concerts and to meet the people. They know Wayne, they know Joe, they know Jacko and all those people, Johnny Mitchell and everybody. Right. But now my grandkids, is when they find out, wow, you play on this? Wow, you play with this? It's like, yes, yeah. Because they didn't know about me. But now they're beginning to know who I am, not just their grandfather. I'm beginning to know. They're beginning to know, wow, you play with you too? I go, blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, when you asked me before, my favorite way of playing for me was Weather Report, because the first time I heard Weather Report, I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, 1970. Right. And I said, that is the music I want to play because, like I mentioned before, music has three very strong essence: melody, rhythm, and harmony. And Weather Report has that. They have melody, rhythm, harmony, and they add the fourth thing, which is composition, which is improvisation.
It's very, very true. I talked about you last night. I interviewed John Beasley, and we had a good conversation. I said, tomorrow I'm having the opportunity to interview Alex Acuña. So he said please make sure Alex knows that I send my best to him, man, and he looks forward to working with you again sometime soon, because he's doing that very, very cool concert called Monkestra, the tribute to Thelonious Monk, and it's killing it. But what's killing it, my brother? This we barely even touched the surface right now. We're coming out of the first segment number 1, on this incredible percussionist / drummer, the maestro, called Alejandro Acuña, or Alex Acuña to his friends. So Alex, when we get back, I want you to think about your history. We talked about your children. We talked about your grandchildren. I want to know who else in your family has the love of music, meaning the love of music being a great player also. So we'll share that when we come back on segment number 2. This is Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, brought to you by Intertalk Radio Network. You're into all things music with my amazing guest today, Alex Acuña. Alex, don't go anywhere. Listeners, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
The Moyer Entertainment Group, in conjunction with Daddario, Radio Airplay, and Looploft, is keeping music in our local schools and presenting local talent to the world through the Temecula Valley Music Awards. Submissions for entry into the TVMA 2017 season are now open in all genres, including a youth category for artists under 18 for the October 7th Star-Studded Awards Show, where 100% of the proceeds go towards supporting local music education in the Temecula Valley. Details, tvmawards.org.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on EnterTalkRadio.com.
Todd Zuckerman from the rock band Styx, and you're listening to my pal Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove. Groove on, motherfuckers.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
And we're back. Hey, everybody, this is Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove. That music you heard right now is from my in-studio guest, Mr. Alex Acuña. Alex, welcome back, my friend. Let's talk about that song that came up from the top. Share that with the audience. Who was that, and what did you play on that?
This is Claire Fisher, no?
Yes.
San Francisco. It's called San Francisco, the name of the song.
And who were the players on this? Do you remember?
I don't remember the players. I don't know who. On conga is Poncho Sanchez. On timbales and bongos and cowbell is Luis Conte. I'm playing drums. Okay. Sit-down drums. And that's all I remember. I'm sorry. That's all
okay.
I remember.
That's okay. No, don't be sorry. And Alex, I want to know, and this is going to be kind of a weird question, but is Alex Acuña known more in the industry? I know the answer, but tell the audience, are you known more in the industry of being a maestro when it comes to drums or percussion? What do you want to be known more for? Have you recorded more drums or recorded more percussion?
I never separate the two of them. I don't think I can just play percussion. I don't think I can just play drums. Because for me, the drums, the sticks are just an extension of the arms, of the hands, It's
Absolutely.
The cymbal it becomes like playing a cowbell, and the timbales is like drums. So anyhow, I don't have a difference. I'm being very blessed with that beautiful gift that God gave me to be able to switch, and I don't prefer to play one than the other. Anyhow, but I think I'm still trying to continue and maintain, like maintenance, to maintain my craftsmanship, my beautiful gift, playing drums, playing jazz, and playing fusion, and playing everything, rock and everything, pop and R&B, gospel, and on drums, and still playing, everything like from Indian all the way to Brazilian and Cuban and all that, percussion and Middle Eastern and everything, So playing drums and everything. I love music, and I play. I always tell people that I like to kind of make a joke, a fun. I said, I'm probably the greatest faker there is in the music industry, because I fake every instrument really well.
Exactly.
There is nobody
in
the whole world that can fake the way I fake. You give me a tabla, I'm gonna sound like an Indian player, but I don't know how to play the tabla. But you're gonna listen. It sounds like a real thing. So that's what I do with every instrument. Why? Because I practice every day. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I practice. When I don't work, like today, I was up at 5 already, and I came and practiced. And that's what I do all day, every day. I practice all day, and because I love music.
You got to keep those hands in shape. The reason why I asked about the drummer percussion, because our mutual friend, Wally Reyes Jr., Alfredo, all the years he's known as a great drummer, but for the past 6 years, he's been on the percussion chair with Chicago. And it's still difficult for me to see him. I don't say difficult in a mean way, but I'm used to seeing him behind a trap set, but now seeing him on percussion alongside of Tris Imboden, it's a great combination between the two. So with that said, let me ask you a question. When you're playing on drums, do you have a favorite percussionist you like to work with alongside of on a live gig? Anybody comes to mind?
Yeah, depending of the genre for me. You know what I mean? Unless the percussionist is really understands Cuban music really well, and understands all of Brazilian music really well, and everything else, pop music really well. The one that comes to my I don't like to really say this is my favorite because all of them are my good friends and they're amazing musicians. And I just mentioned today to a friend of mine, this is my favorite percussionist. Okay, talking about Latin America especially. Nana Vasconcelos, Paulinho da Costa, Ayrton. Ayrton plays incredible drums as well. Ayrton Moreira, Manolo Badrena, Luis Conte, and some other ones. But that's right there. So yeah, if I'm invited to record with them or to play live with any of these gentlemen, I know it's going to be a gas. It's going to be amazing from the beginning to the end because those are real players. I think they kind of had the same way that I grew up, just playing, listening, respecting the music, really, really glorifying the art of music. Not so much the artists, the musicians. Well, the musicians is good because they're all musicians. But, respecting music, really having incredible respect for this powerful sound, rhythm, melodies, which is music, and I think those gentlemen have that respect for music like I do. So, those are the guys.
And speaking of respect, Alex, I just got a text just now through the advent of iPhone. I just got a text from a gentleman right now. He's in Vancouver, British Columbia, listening to the show, and that person, oddly enough, is Wilfredo Reyes Jr. He told me, please tell my mentor and my hero, I love him. He's my true inspiration. He goes, and tell him I'm grateful to have Alex in my life. So he's listening right now. So why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to Wally right now, man?
That's Wally?
Yeah, he's
wow.
That was his message. He's listening right now. He's in Canada right now on with Chicago.
You're talking about Wally Reyes.
Yeah, Reyes Jr. Yeah, he just texted me to tell me how much he loves you, that he's your mentor, you're his mentor, and he's proud to have you in his life, he said.
Of course, because I know him from Puerto Rico. He's my little brother. He's
Yep.
I mean, we know life from long time, from the last century. I mean, it's amazing,
Yeah, man.
Wally, I love you, man.
Good, man. Yeah, man. He's listening right now, man. So that's the cool thing. And Wally's been my brother, man, for years, and I've been blessed to have recorded and or have toured with him too. So he wanted to send his best to you. Now let me ask you this question, brother. I asked you this earlier regarding your babies and your grandbabies. Growing up and being prolific, being prolific as you've been, and being with the greatest players and musicians and world famous acts. Growing up, when the babies were little, did they understand what their daddy did for a living? Did they understand that, and that you didn't have a 9-to-5 job? How did they respond to this?
They respond really well because I brought them to the gigs. I brought him to the room where I'm practicing. I show him how to play. I invite him in my life. Like when they, for example, later when they start doing sports, I play with them soccer. I did with them martial arts, and then when they start watching the the basketball games, the Lakers with the, and I'm with them. I'm still practicing in my body, but I'm with them, having popcorn and sharing
Exactly.
the Lakers and so when you invite your children into your life, this is something that I don't want to get too involved by saying that a lot of people miss that sharing life with your children is the biggest thing that that I think everybody should have that experience. So yes, all my boys play. Actually, I have 3 boys and 2 girls. My girls play piano and sing amazingly. Amazingly. They read music. They sing any style. It's just like me. They love all kinds of music, jazz, classic, salsa, everything, rap, whatever, R&B, gospel. My sons as well, they play piano, bass, drums, everything. But none of them became professional because they saw me. This is the other part that I want to answer to your question.
Please.
They saw that, wow, my dad is one of the greatest musicians in the whole world. And he's still not struggling, but he's still, when they were growing up, he's still packing up his congas, he's still packing up his cymbals, and he's packing up his drums and carrying and go to do a gig, and because sometimes I stay with Weather Report in the Plaza Hotel in New York, but then some other times I stay at the Holiday Inn in Van Nuys, and things like that. So they were able to see that sometimes you in first class and sometimes you next to the bathroom in the airplane, things like that.
Of course.
So they saw me that after playing with Diana Ross, I came that night from the flight, came to my home, and I went to get the garbage out of the to the street, and sweeping the floor and everything. I said, wow. And, and all of that. They saw the interviews on videos. They saw the write-ups on the Los Angeles Times about Alex Acuña, blah, blah, blah. But that never really pumped me. So to the point that I forgot who I was. I never.
Exactly.
I never changed. My family, God, my family, music, my wife especially. By the way, my wife is an incredible classical singer. She sings opera and plays piano. And my daughters as well. And my grandsons, amazing drummers. Amazing, like Tony Royster kind of drummer. Like, amazing technique and amazing.
Right.
But they don't pursue music as a profession because they became entrepreneurs. They kind of rich financially, They kind of rich. They own a chain of Jersey Mike, the sandwich, and
hey, Alex,
of a poker, things like that. So that's why they didn't choose music. But they know who I am, and they know what I did, and everything that I did was because I want them to have an incredible education, and music was a big part of their lives.
Alex, how long have you been married?
I've been married with my first wife. I was married 12 years, and then she left to Texas, and I remarried with Diana for 30. Next week I'll be 38 years with Diana, and Diana helped me to raise my older children as well. And so yeah, I've been married for a long time.
God bless you, brother. Because I'm going on this November. I'll be 34 years with my bride. And they're special women. Yeah, man. Because they're special ladies, man. Because we're not easy to live with, brother. I can only speak for myself. But the thing I talk about, we can come off the greatest tours, we can come out of the greatest sessions, but when we get home, our wives have seen us through the worst of times. So yeah, they're impressed by what we do, but the bottom line is we're still their husbands. So they let the impressions go to the public for themselves. As soon as you get home, clean the toilets, take out the trash. The weeds need to come up. So that's when you get back and be grounded about being just a normal person. And exactly. The thing I want to find out about you also, when Alex Acuña gets a call for a session? Let's talk about today. What's going on in this week right now coming up music-wise? Are you recording right now, or are you gearing up to go out on the road at all? Share with us.
Okay, I'm going to start with the last thing that you said. I don't go on the road anymore. No, I don't. That's banned.
¿Por qué?
Me.
¿Por qué?
Because they don't have enough money to pay me, and
good boy,
and enough, and everything. I'm in town. I'm recording right now in the major movies of Hollywood. All the movies that they won the Oscars. I play on those movies: Moana, Zootopia, Star Wars, Jungle Book. You can call it Star. All those big movies. Sing,
sure.
All the movie Sing. Anyhow, I've been recording in the biggest movies, and that's what I'm doing right now, playing with the Hollywood Symphony. I can read really pretty good, so I can also play snares, and I can play little chimes, I can play little mallet, but I play djembe, conga, timbales, bongos, tabla, frame drums, everything that whatever they put on my face, I play them. And I like to be there on time. I'm very professional. I prepare myself, go early, an hour and a half early to tune up all the instruments, be ready when the conductor comes. I'm ready to go. And also, that industry for us musicians in Los Angeles, is an incredible industry because we have an incredible revenue when we play, and also we have an incredible, residuals from the movies,
of course,
that we receive every month, we receive every year. The remuneration, whatever you call it, the money, is also really good for us. It's probably one of the highest professions.
And that's something that's earned, my friend. You just don't go into the industry. Absolutely. And Alex, because I want to talk more coming back. Again, believe it or not, we're going out of the second, going into the third segment. I want to talk about everything, how you've always, as we say, paid it forward, helping out the younger brothers and sisters in the music business. I want to talk about your tenure as an educator for the University of California, Los Angeles, Berkeley, LAMA, Musicians Institute, USC, and CSUN. I want to know more about that and what it is and how big the crowd is to come and be taught by the master, Alex Acuña. And I appreciate your honesty with regards to not having to go on the road, because our mutual friend, Paulinho doesn't go on the road. He doesn't have to. He can make more money staying in town, close to the family, versus out being a road dog, if you will. So with that said, we're going to pick that up on segment number 3. We're coming out of 2, going into 3. On the first hour, this amazing interview with Alex Acuña. Guys, my name is Jackie Bertoni. The network is Intertalk Radio, and the show is Jackie's Groove, with my in-studio guest, the master, Alex Acuña. Alex, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on InterTalkRadio.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Michael McDonald, and you're listening to my good buddy Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Hey everybody, welcome back to segment number 3. This is Jackie Bertoni. This is Jackie's Groove, brought to you by Intertalk Radio Network. And speaking of our network, you guys do us a favor and do yourselves a favor. When you can't listen to my show live or the plethora of shows that we have on our network, go to Apple, iTunes, or go to Google Play and download our easy-to-use and navigate application. 2 words, Intertalk, second is radio. Download this free application and take Jackie's Groove and the rest of our amazing shows on our network on the go with you. So with that said, guys, welcome back to the live show. I got to tell you, I'm smiling right now, man, because even though I'm considered to be one of the top guys in the industry, even us top guys have favorites. And this gentleman I'm speaking to, I'm a huge fan of. And in fact, when I said on the last segment, Wilfredo Reyes Jr., he is so excited as he's listening right now in his hotel room in Vancouver to sit there and give props, to give respect back to Alex Acuña. And for being a major inspiration. And right back to you, my friend, I give you thanks and praises of God because a lot of your playing is in my playing. And I say that because the fact is that we're hired for a reason, Alex. We're hired because we're not busy players. We're tasteful players. We know what to play and, most importantly, what not to play. And so when Alex steps on away from his congas, his percussion, and his drums, and he steps behind a microphone as an educator, what is it that you're trying to educate the listeners, the students? What are you telling them that what it's going to take to stay relevant in this crazy business called music? Go ahead and tell us how you do that.
Yes, definitely. And I'm going to quote a word that Wilfredo Reyes and Wilfredo Senior also know very well. This gentleman, he passed away. He was my mentor, my teacher as well, and an incredible percussionist, probably one of the best. I forgot to mention him. Don Arias. Don Arias is the only conga player in the world that can play in Cuba or with the Symphony Orchestra in England with the LSO. He can fit the congas anywhere. He's the only one that I know. I don't know any other one that can play the congas any place. Country music, classic Chinese music, whatever, Indian music, he will play the right thing. So his words, when I met him, we became excellent friends, and we used to jam in Las Vegas in Wilfredo's house when Wilfredo was a kid. Maybe he was 12, 13 years old. And we start playing, and Don Arias said, Alex, play the music, man. The music is the one that is going to dictate how you should play it. The music is like, oh, I want you to play me like this, not like that. So
yeah,
metaphorically speaking, I say, great. That opened my mind. So that's what I tell people. Definitely, you have to practice. You have to have an incredible plethora of technique and licks and be prepared for everything. So, you become like a computer. You can bring any file, any data, and just boom, play it at the time that is required. I'm speaking metaphorically right now, but I tell the musicians, I say, first of all, you have a vision. You have recognized that you've been called to be a musician, to play an instrument, and you are a good player. So great. You have a dream, you have a desire, but you have a vision. Now, if you really keep it up with discipline and perseverance, and in discipline, it's definitely practice studying properly, reading teachers. I mean, it's a big list that to accomplish the discipline. And then the perseverance is one word, but it has a big list to accomplish what perseverance is. Perseverance is you go diligently, practice bar by bar, lick by lick, coordination by coordination, step by step, tone, sound, technique, and the time will come when you're ready. And when we do all of that, we get to the place. But if we trying to take a shortcut, about it, I don't know about that. So when I have a student, but I only have 3 students. I mean, Walfredo and we share a lot of stuff a long time ago, but the drummer that is playing with Paul McCartney, Abe Laboriel Jr., he started with me for 8 years. 8 years, and I got him the scholarship to go to Berkeley.
Beautiful.
And that's one. The other student is from right there from Tijuana. He's in Europe. He is an incredible pianist, drummer. He's living in Europe. He is writing a book about flamenco drumming on drums. He plays cajon. He's an arranger. Israel Varela. That's his name. I send you his link later. And
please.
So that's my 2 students. Why? Because he came from Tijuana and arrived at my house 10:30 in the morning. He said, Alex, I left 5 o'clock in the morning from Tijuana, but to cross the border and to get to your house, it took me about 5 hours with my parents.
Right.
He was 15 years old. He studied with me 4 years. I also got him a scholarship in Berkeley. He didn't want to stay in Berkeley, so he went to Europe. And he's becoming one of the top drummers in Europe. And the reason I talked to those guys was because they did what I was preaching. Discipline, perseverance, dream, vision, desires. They had that. And they got it. But a lot of, I don't want to mention names. I'm not putting anybody down either. A lot of young guys, Alex, I want to start with you. Oh, really? I said, great. What instrument? Everything you play. Okay, great. I said, by the way, if I teach you, it's going to be maybe, it's up to you. It can be 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, starting with me, to accomplish what I'm going to be teaching you. They say, okay. And I say, if you stay with me all the time, I won't charge you anything for free. I teach you for free. But I say, if you come in to just get a quick thing, and you're gonna say, yeah, I'm starting with Alice, and you only took 1 or 2 lessons with me, I said that's gonna cost you $500 an hour. Good. And there is a silence. There is a silence there, and they never called me back, and they never came back. They never came.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Exactly.
And real quick, Alex, why this is on my mind, I want to tell the listeners out there, when Alex mentioned Don Elias, Don was, to me, probably the most amazing player. I met Don many a times. His last big, long gig was with David Sanborn. And Alex, you remember Don had a smile that was so infectious, and that beautiful white head of hair. And the man played his culo off. He never played like a wounded duck. He played and he played and he played. And we've lost so many great percussionists. Our mutual friend. It's going on 2 years in November. And that's Raul Rico. I miss Raul every day. A lot of my playing came from his style. and we're blessed to have been around, these great legends. Again, Wally Sr. I had a great interview with Wally Sr. And the reason why I bring that up is because Danny Reyes and Wally Reyes said, would you do us a favor? Would you please interview our dad? I said, would be my honor. He says, because when dad goes, so goes the stories and the history. And I've got coming up really soon, I've got, Pops Escovedo. I got Pete Sr. coming on the show once again. And I really wish at the time, we're talking years ago, but I would have loved to interview, the El Maestro de Timbal, Tito Puente, and I interviewed his son, Tito Jr. And the stuff that you learn from these legends are something that you can always take, as I say, to the grave with you. When you instruct your students, because now at the age of 72, you are considered to be the master of your trade. But when you're telling these younger people, you've said to them, stay disciplined, rehearse, practice every day. Love your instrument like it's part of your body. It's your appendage. And the fact is itself, if music is not in your heart, you might as well give it up. You have to eat, sleep, and drink what we do. Because, Alex, think about it. God blessed you and me with the innate talent to play, to perform. And as we go through our lives and as we get older, we want to stay in the best shape we can so we can continue to play and to continue to inspire and be inspired. So with that said, about all the people, the thousands of people worldwide, hundreds of thousands that you've inspired, who has inspired Alex Acuña? Let's start with drums and then let's tuck out with percussion. It's a hard question, but share with us, who's your inspirations?
Oh, man, the list is still growing. So many. I mean, because I played many things in congas. Tatahuines, Los Patines, Los Muñequitos de Matanza, Angá, Panga, Giovanni, Jaroldi. The list goes on forever.
Of course.
And,
of course.
On drums, definitely Buddy Rich, Tim Krupa, Elvin Jones. I was a friend of Elvin Jones. I spent a week in Puerto Rico with Elvin Jones in 1969. And
crazy.
Tony Williams, Jack DeJohnette, Roy Haynes.
God bless his heart.
And everything that comes after that, then the next generation will be, Steve Gadd and everybody that comes after Steve Gadd. But so many. Buddy Rich, man, I still studying Buddy Rich and Tony Williams, for me, their hands and the approach of music, and they're so fresh to me. It's like amazing for me, anyhow. And, but also I love sax players because my father was an incredible musician. He played every instrument, but his main instrument was tenor. And my brothers, two of my brothers played sax. So I know that instrument very well because it was played in my homes when I was a little kid. So for me, John Coltrane, period. Anybody after John Coltrane, you can get the breakers and you can get all the great sax players in the whole world. But John Coltrane, he always reinvents himself. Every record that he made is different. His playing and his compositions and everything, and piano players, McCoy Tyner and Chick and Herbie and everybody after them, and as well, classical musicians, Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, and things like that, and everything, in percussion instruments and trumpet players, Freddie Hubbard, Miles, I have an incredible story about Miles. I met him. I went to his house with Joe Zawinul. I met Al Blakey. I mean, so I'm writing a book with all these beautiful memories and, stipulating, really talking a little bit more about it, the great experiences.
Sure.
But because I still not just like the music, I adore the music. I love the music, not just, I like it. No. You can like anything. No. I live the music. I listen to the music. I study the music, and anyhow, So for me, it's all the musicians in this world. I mentioned the other percussionists and Carlos Jobim. I got the chance to play with Antonio Carlos Jobim in Brazil. People like that. There is a video of that. With him. And Elis Regina, Elis Regina was the Celia Cruz of Brazil and the whole world. Amazing singer. And it's so many. But of course I can stay just with drums and percussion for sure. But you know what?
Sure.
The reason I mention all these people is because all these people that I mentioned, they had an incredible rhythm when they play.
Absolutely.
And that's what I listen from them. Not just the harmony of the melody, but the rhythm that they had. That's what I listen.
And speaking of rhythm, I got another text a second ago. Another gentleman listening to us right now, a fellow monkey, if you will. He sends his love to his mentor, and that comes from Mr. Gumbi Ortiz. And so he's listening right now, man, and he sends his love to you. And you talk about a crazy Boricua. And he's out right now. We're helping promote, by the way, the 40th anniversary of the Elegant Gypsy Tour with Al Di Meola. So he's going to be coming to town, man. So if you want to go to the show, Alex, please let me know. I'll get you tickets. I'll get you everything. They're going to be out in your neck of the woods. I'll let you know, and I'll link you to where they're going to be playing if you're available. I'm sure Gumby would love to host you. So I want to throw that with you.
Beautiful.
So let's put it this way, man. We're coming out. We've got 1.5 minutes left of the third segment. Okay. And again, there's so much more to talk about. I hope you're having a great time like I'm having a great time, my friend. And I want the listening audience out there, for the younger cats out there, man, this is the guy that you're going to learn from. Go to a thing called YouTube. Type in Alex Acuña, Alexacuna, and you don't have to put anything next to that. Just put Alex Acuña and look at the genres of music this man's sticks and hands have lent their talent to. Learn from this man. As he said before, the young players out there, you don't want to become a soloist at front. You want to build the foundation before you build the house on top of that. It's a process, man. Yeah. And you've got to learn this. And as I said before, some of the greatest drummers in the world, greatest percussionists in the world, I myself, I use the greatest term, less is more. Not what you're playing is what you're not playing. Don't step on other drummers. I mean, it's a rarity when you get a chance to work with a drummer / percussionist. And we're going to talk more about that also, too, the aesthetics and the rhythms and how you can actually tell a drummer who tries to play percussion, and you can't fool me. So with that said, you guys, step back. Don't go anywhere. I'm having a great time. My smile's from ear to ear. Why? Because of Alex Acuña. You guys, this is Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, brought to you by the infamous Intertalk Radio Network. Our motto is, you're into all things music. Guys, don't go anywhere. Short break. We'll be right back with the man, the master, Mr. Alex Acuña. Alex, stay tuned, my friend. We'll be right back with a short message coming in to the second hour of a 2-hour interview. Don't go anywhere. This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Al Di Miola, and you're listening to Jackie's Groove with Jackie Bertoni.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Let's talk about off-meter rhythms, man. Hey, guys, welcome back to segment number 4, the second hour of a 2-hour interview with this crazy man, my fellow monkey, my fellow percussionist / drummer on the line, Mr. Alex Acuña. Alex, man, you know what? I got to tell the listeners out there, when we go off the air, we still have communication. You guys can't hear it, and we talk about a lot of things itself. But I talk to Alex, and I always want to ask permissions, with beliefs and so on and so forth. For those who are close to Alex, they know Alex has deep belief. They know Alex is a man of God, as I am also. We're not here to preach religion. We're not here to preach politics. But what we want to let everybody know is how deep our faith goes. And so with that said, Alex, would you share with the listeners world right now, what has God provided you in life that you practice every single waking day?
Yes, beautiful question. I'm going to be to the point. Bottom line, when I was 7 years old, I established a relationship with God. I don't want to tell the story how. It's just that I look up into the sky and I saw wheels moving, big wheels. And it took me about 35 years to find out the meaning of those wheels. And I found it in the Bible 35 years later. And it says that those wheels represent that when the Spirit of God is moving, the wheels will follow the Spirit of the Lord. Anyhow, so when I was 7 years old, I established that relationship. I'm not a religious man. I'm a spiritual man that deals and receive and live with the Holy Spirit of God in my life and my family. Anyhow. And my mother was a prayer woman, and I got that from her. And I've seen and I live many miracles. 4 of them. One of my sons, Javier, he was supposed to have a heart surgery when he was 2 years old. And Wally Reyes knows this. And I prayed. That was the first time I prayed. I was on tour with Weather Report. We were in Atlanta, and I prayed for 48 hours. They canceled the concert because I had to go and see my son in Houston, Texas. And when I'm leaving to the airport, my wife calls us, Alex, they're not going to do the surgery because he's too young. So I stayed. The concert with Weather Report was canceled. And Joe, Wayne, Jaco, and Manolo, they came to me. They say, wow, there is something in you. I said, that something is my prayer. I pray all night and all day. And my son is still alive, and he's a wonderful man, and he's a wonderful man of God. The second time, my daughter, my youngest daughter, also she had Meckel's diverticulum. That's an obstruction in the stomach, in the
Right.
in the colon. When she was 5 years old, and I pray my life changed. That was like God saying, "You need to be a man of faith. So grab me and keep praying," and the Lord healed her. The third prayer was my mother. She was 86 years old, and she went to have a colon surgery at 86.
God
And it was amazing. That was the first time I fast and prayed for a week. And I had an incredible adrenaline. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't sleeping, just praying for my mother. And she was able to live 10 more years, in 96 years old. Now, the last one happened a year ago. My wife, Diana, had brain aneurysm, brain hemorrhage. And I was home. God designed for me to stay home that day because that day my session was moved to the end of the month. And I took her to 3 different hospitals because the first 2, they could not do the surgery. And the third hospital was UCLA. Dr. Neil Martin, the best surgeon in the United States and maybe in the whole world, did the surgery of my wife. It lasted 5 hours. Again, I pray, I kneel, I fast, I didn't sleep, and I was just like now, full of the power of God. And my wife is alive. She's a walking miracle of God. And she's with me right now. Anyhow, and those are tribute to my spiritual life, my prayer life, I became a prayer warrior. Not warrior, but a warrior. And my whole family received Jesus. My whole family is a Christian family. My parents, my brother, my sisters, their wife, my niece, my nephews, my sons, my grandkids, everybody. We are a changed family. We are believers in Jesus, our Lord Jesus Christ. And we live like that. I'm a missionary. I'm a teacher of the Word of God, and I'm an evangelist. I go to my country in Peru, and many people don't know about this because it's not in the news. I don't tell this to anybody, but thank you, Jackie, for asking me about it. Because
absolutely,
since the year 2000, actually 1998, I started going to Peru to do missions, and we already gave 128,000 wheelchairs in Peru. Each wheelchair comes from China to Peru, and each one costs, the price is $80. Now, you do the math, it's a lot of $1 million right there. Who put that money? We never asked the government. We didn't even ask the congregations, the churches. There were people that are missionaries here in this country, wonderful country, my country, USA, that they knew about what we were going, and they put all that money. They found it, and then they built cities with hospitals, with schools, and with churches, and clean water, and education, and all of that. And I became part of all of that in my own country. Now, that privilege is the biggest thing for me in life, because I didn't know that when I was 7 years old, looking at those wheels in the sky, God was going to use me later in my older years, and especially in my own country. Of course, I do here too in the United States. I do a lot, but in my own country, for my people, for the non-educated people that I grew up like them. I only went to 5th grade. I educate myself later. And anyhow, this is exactly, I gave you the testimony of the prayer. I gave the testimony of the power of God. I gave the testimony of the power of God in my family, the power of God in the life of my son, my daughter, my wife, and my mother. And God used me as an instrument, as a vessel of intercession to be able to be a prayer warrior for my family, for all of them. And I saw the presence of the Lord. I smell the beautiful, wonderful aroma of God around me in the hospitals, in the life of my wife, especially lately. I felt the presence of God. I heard the whisper of our Lord Jesus telling me what to do. I called to all the pastors that I know all over the world, in Australia, in Spain, in Greece, in Japan, in Argentina, in Brazil, in Peru, in Chile, in Puerto Rico, because every time I go someplace, I meet pastors. And God is the one that designed to make me a good friend with all these congregations. And I call them because these people really understand about prayer. By the way, prayer is invading the impossible. The only thing we have in this earth is prayer. You know, fame, money, cars, homes, all that, and that's the additional thing that God has given us. But prayer with faith is the only thing we have. And nobody can tell me that because I experienced it 4 times. I'm going to repeat again for my son, my daughter, my son Javier, my daughter Regina, my mother Victoria, and my wife Diana. So nobody can really tell me if he got sick or not. I saw him. I know him. I live with him.
Absolutely.
He's in the midst of my life all day and every day of my life, you know. And I read him. I read his word. And I nourish by his word, his understanding, his wisdom, his compassion, his love, his peace, his strength, you know, all of that, you know, and the beautiful music that he put in my heart. You know, I wrote, most of the songs that I wrote are for him, right? All of them, actually, all of them. I wrote songs for Koinonia. It's called Señor. Señor, tú eres lo más grande que hay aquí. You know, that's, you know, my adoration, my glorification, my sanctification. I learned that salvation is an everyday thing. Confession is an everyday thing. Repentance is an everyday thing. Forgiveness is an everyday thing. We need to forgive. We need to repent. We need to confess. And we need to live thinking what's going to happen after we leave. We don't have time. We're so busy thinking of how I'm going to make it, who I'm going to play with, who I'm going to record, how much money I'm going to make, what the endorsement I'm going to get, you know, what symbol, what drums, what this. No. Think about the afterlife. Are you going to heaven? Are you going to go there, really? How are you going to get there? You know, maybe. Yes, I wish everybody will. But I think we forget, because so busy in this earth, forget about the afterlife, you know, the heavenly life, the everlasting life, you know, forever, you know, the salvation. That's the main thing, really. I'm sorry if I'm talking so much about it. But,
no, bro. This is your episode. Let me just tell you, I respect. I don't know if I want to use respect. I understand, and I have to give respect to someone who doesn't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's okay. I'm not going to shove it down their throat. I don't want to be shoved down my throat that the man is a fantasy up in the sky. I firmly believe faith. And again, I agree with you. Am I a religious person? Yeah. Am I spiritual? Absolutely. And I also tell a lot of people, too, that someone said to me not too long ago, well, you know, you say that you're a spiritual person, but how come you don't go to church every Sunday? And my response, Alex, was, I don't need to go to a big building and pray for my forgiveness of sins on Sunday and then Monday start again. There's only one person who leads a blessed and pure life, and that's a man that's up on the cross. And the fact is, if you tell yourself that you are godly and so on, then you're lying to yourself. And if being spiritual means going out to your front lawn and looking at a rock, if that's something you want to be spiritual with and someone you want to share your life with, then you know what? God bless you. Go forward. Go with God. And I say it all the time too. I don't say God is good. I say God is great. Because I came through last year, I had spinal surgery. And if it wasn't for my belief and my faith in my wife, I couldn't do it. I'm walking again, Alex. I'm driving again. I'm playing my conga. Yeah, I'm playing my congas, my timbales. I'm playing everything better than I've ever played before. And there's a reason for it, man. It's because the man above has reached down. And I always say this in prayer before I go to bed at night. I say, please bless our family and friends. Ones who are ailing, please reach down and grab their bodies and nurse them with the benefit of your love, of your healing prayers. I say this on the regular basis. When there's something, I reached out to my friends when I went to the hospital last September. I said, calling all prayer warriors. And they did. Yes. I mean, Alex, it was crazy because I got more responses, upwards of 600-700 requests or prayer requests that I don't get if I was out touring with one of the biggest bands. And then again, too, you take that chance as when you start talking about God, talking about religion, then you really find out who is with you, who's not with you. And if someone's not with me, that's okay, man. God bless you. Go forward. But the fact of the matter is, I firmly believe like you do, man. My talents are given to me by the good Lord above. I thank him on a daily basis. I thank him for my wife. I thank him for my family. I thank them for giving my departed family and friends a place. Now, I will say this to you, Alex. I know I'm going to heaven. I may not get the best seat, but I'm getting in. And I say this also, Alex. The band in heaven must be absolutely incredible. And I always make a joke about this. Yeah, I hope they're not looking for a 72. I hope they're not looking for a 72-year-old or a 57-year-old percussionist anytime soon. I'm not ready to go anywhere. And with that said, I'm gonna cut you off because we're going out. That clock is flashing. We're leaving segment number 4 into segment number 5, and we're going to talk more about what's going in and so on and so forth. And then in segment 6, Alex, we're going to talk about promotion, how to stalk Alex, how to find out where Alex is, etc. So when we do that, I'm going to bring in the CEO of our network, who is a man of God also on segment number 6. His name is Florentino Buenaventura. So with that said, we're going to have another great segment coming up, segment number 5 of a total of 6 segments with the master, Mr. Alex Acuña. Guys, Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, brought to you by Intertalk Radio Network. You're into all things music. Praise God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. That's it, baby boy.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
The Moyer Entertainment Group, in conjunction with Daddario, Radio Airplay, and Looploft, is keeping music in our local schools and presenting local talent to the world through the Temecula Valley Music Awards. Submissions for entry into the TVMA 2017 season are now open in all genres, including a youth category for artists under 18 for the October 7th Star-Studded Awards Show, where 100% of the proceeds go towards supporting local music education in the Temecula Valley. Details, tvmawards.org.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on EnterTalkRadio.com.
Todd Zuckerman from the rock band Styx, and you're listening to my pal Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove. Groove on, motherfuckers.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Are you feeling sanctified, my people? Let me just tell you, this is Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, brought to you by Intertalk Radio Network. Alex, before we move on, I got to do a little business. I want to say thank you to the people who support our network. And the first and foremost is my dear friend and all the friends over at Pitbull Audio, Calvin Lee and the Motley Crew. You can reach them at pitbullaudio.com, or they just want you to play it loud. Secondly, we want to thank everybody, and I'm sure Alex is very familiar with these people. They're called SIR, Studio Instrument Rentals. You're everything to all of your backline and studio rental needs. You can reach them at sir-usa.com. Now, let me talk about people I'm biased to. My cymbal company for the last 24 years, Sabian Cymbals, Sabian, that's .com. Thank you, gentlemen, for your belief and everything you do for me. Also, my drumstick company, Vater, VATER.com. Thank you, gentlemen, for your belief in 25 years. And then, of course, DW Drums, Drum Workshop Incorporated, John Good, and all the boys over there itself, Don Lombardi. And then, of course, people I'm most biased to. And that company is called LP Music. And I've been with LP going on 28 years. Thank you to Jerry Zacharias and Derek Zimmerman and Terry Telapi and everybody at LP/DW. So with that said, I did my business. Now, again, Alex, coming back, I'm going to ask you a question, brother. And I'm going to do this because a couple of people are asking this online. Now, I know you were with LP for a number of years, and I don't want to know why you left. I don't care why you left. But let's talk about a second here. Let's talk about your relationship with my first congas I've ever had as a kid, and that company is called Gombops, Gonbops, percussion. Let's talk about your beautiful signature line of congas, timbales, cajon, bongo, and toys. Go ahead and tell the listeners out there itself what brought you over to Gombops.
Okay, definitely. The first situation, definitely. I like integrity from both ways, from the companies and from myself to the company, from the company to me and from me to the company. Integrity and friendship. So things happen, and I'm going to talk about it. And I needed to move on, mainly because actually, not just one company. The same thing happened to Remo. The same thing happened with Yamaha, and with companies. I moved on to another company. Praise God that I don't have a problem to be called for another company. But right. Anyhow, but the reason I moved, like I say, is for integrity. And then that's the first thing. The second thing is definitely the instrument. like just you said it. You took it out of my mouth. Gombas was the first congas that I played when I came to United States in 1964 because I came to California and I met the Bobadilla family. And they made 2 congas for me in 1964. And
wow.
LP was not being made yet in those days because I also met in 66, I met Martin Cohen in Puerto Rico. He came to my house with my teacher, one of my teachers, Monchito Muñoz. So he was telling me that he was beginning to make bongos and congas. And it was a great reason why he started. But I already was playing gombas. So anyhow, the year came by and later, I was approached by this company, DW Drums, owned in those days from 2005 to 2010, they owned Gombap and said, Alex, we want you to be the marquee representing this instrument. So anyhow, when I say we, with Akbar and all the team at Gombap and DW, we designed those beautiful instruments, well made,
right,
well tuned, the right measures, the right sounds, the right wood, the right everything, so I know it's taking a little bit of time for people to really know that these products are one of the best out there. And then I told them that I want the cajon to be made in my country because we are the cajon players in the world. And then Spain also, But the first people that played cajon, the Peruvian cajon, was in Peru for the Peruvian music. We have the Afro-Peruvian music going on in Peru for many years. So I found an incredible luthier, and he started making the cajons. And now my cajon, I'm very humble about it because I praise God for favor me that my cajon is one of the most sold cajon in the whole world, the Gombap Alex Acuña Special Edition. Anyhow, so that's one of the reasons why I went with them. And I have a signature line, like you mentioned, that not too many percussionists really had. Not even Tito Puente, who was an incredible, and Giovanni. They had, congas, timbales, bongo, but they don't have cajon, djembe, and cowbells, and so many other instruments. Anyhow, but that's not the reason either. The reason was because of the integrity of the people, the honesty, and the good craftsmanship to really believe in the instruments and to put everything in the instruments to make good instruments with the best products that they are out there. And that's why I'm with Gombaps.
Yeah, and I'm not embarrassed. I don't say the word embarrassed. Maybe that's not a good word. To go ahead and give you the propers, because again, I'm going on 28 years with LP. I never really had the greatest rapport with Martin Cohen until he and I got into a huge fight in Pasig 1997 at the Disneyland Hotel. For those who were around that day, it was pretty monumental. And that included our abuelo, which is Mr. Armando Parazo. And wow. Armando said to me, Armando walked with me arm in arm. We walked to a dinner together, and he said to me, Jackie, don't let this man upset you. I won't do an impersonation. He says he's an innovator. He's in the percussion world, but the time that God calls him home, as opposed to Jackie and Armando and Raul and Luis and so on, we're the ones that are going to be remembered for what we've done to the music side.
Right.
Now, okay, I was just not too long ago, I was at DW in Oxnard. It was kind of melancholy to me, Alex, because when I was we were given a private tour by John Good and Don Lombardi. I was walking around, and of course, and you know how massive this warehouse is. When I looked up and I saw all of the LP logos everywhere, it kind of made me sad because I'm so used to being at the Garfield, New Jersey, which is now closed, the warehouse. And I know there's, you move forward again, and I will say it again, I am eternally grateful to the LP family, even though now it's in amazing hands with DW. And as I said kiddingly to Derek Zimmerman, the only way I'm going to leave LP is if I don't re-sign my contract. And thankfully now, going again 28 years, that is the reason why I stay with them, because you know what? I didn't, and I don't have the name of Alex Acuña because there's only one Alex Acuña out there. So I'm not looking for a signature line, nor has one ever been offered to me. But I will tell you, after NAMM, of course, NAMM, this will be my 28th trip to NAMM. After NAMM, I do get a plethora of phone calls from Pearl, from Gombops, from, the like, inviting me to come over. And I said, you know what? I'm honored, but I'm going to stay where I'm at. And that's the reason why I stay where I'm at. Again, you're a Sabian artist too. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you still with Sabian?
Yes.
Okay. And and now are you with Firth? Are you with Firth or ProMark in the way of drumsticks?
Big Firth. That's the only company I never left. And,
right.
It's been 35 years.
There's a reason for everything, so we want to give a shout out, and we will give a shout out to the last episode on the last segment about the players. Well, in fact, we don't have to talk about this because we know what you're doing. And so if those who are Alex Acuña fans and looking for congas, please go on to gombops.com and go into artist and look at Alex's line. It's very impressive, to say the least. So with that said, brother, I want to ask you a question. Let's get back to the crux of music.
Okay.
The music business today, I always say this, the word music and business should never share the same line. You've been around the business a lot longer than I have. I've been in it for 32 years. I'm not happy with the business as it sits. Share with the listeners, Alex, your honest and heartfelt belief regarding the music business. Sure. Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic about the business today?
Optimistic.
Share why.
Because I've been inside the music business for 62 years. 62. I started making money playing bongos and timbales and drums when I was 10 years old. And then came to United States when I was 18 with an incredible salary to do a 10-month tour all over the United States with Perez Prado, the king of the mambo. He's Cuban. He's dead now. Rest in peace. He went to Peru, saw me play, and he said, I want to bring you to the United States. I said, I laughed. I said, are you kidding? Buddy Rich is there, and I mentioned all the, Luis Benson is there. What do you want me to bring me? In the United States, they created the drums. I'm from Peru. He said, yeah, you're right. But he said, what you play on the drums, that's what I want in my band. And he paid me an incredible amount of money, working or not working, amazing amount of money. I came, and so always, not that I focus in the money, but, I wanted to buy a house for my mother, and I did. I saved money. I wanted to help my family. We were raised very poor. I know what is not to eat, what not having food in my stomach. I know water to drink, in Pativilca, my little hometown. So for me, I say, wow, what an incredible gift. My profession is music, and I'm making great money. In Peru, in Lima, I was the number one call, playing in those days on TVs, on recording, and in those days we used to play also big bands in the radios. I'm talking 60s, 62, 63, 64. And anyhow, so I came to Las Vegas, and then I moved in 1978 to Los Angeles, and the day I arrived here, I started recording movie soundtrack with Lalo Schifrin, with Dave Grusin, with Bill Conti, and I'm playing the Baked Potato. I'm playing recordings, sessions, like you mentioned, with Blondie and, many people like that. And so the music business, actually, not just the business, but I will say first, music received me in United States, especially, always, but especially United States, with open arms and embraced me. You know, I never been out of work. And actually, I'm still working, very busy. I'm as busy as when I was 40 years old, you know, and 32 years later, I'm still working like crazy. I'm playing like crazy, and everything is fantastic. What happened is, we as musicians, we need to study a little bit of what the music business is. And, you know, ask the people that have already that been there a lot of experience about it. I asked Amos Richards. I asked Lalo Schifrin. Right. I asked Dave Grusin. I asked Claire Fisher, you know, about the business. And they told me. And I asked Armando Peraza. When I was with Weather Report, he was playing before Raul. He was playing with Undugo on drums, Undugo Chancler.
Of course.
And he said, Alex, I'm very, you know, joyful to see you playing with Americans, because if you start playing Latin music, you know, they're going to put you in the box, and they don't pay enough money. So you're playing with the American musicians, play with American musicians, you know, they pay good and they treat you good and they respect your art. And they say, yes, thank you very much, Armando Peraza. Anyhow, so very positive about the whole thing. You know, what happened is, also, I was a pioneer of the electronic drums. When Yamaha made the first electronic drums, they hired John Robinson and me,
right,
to display the electronic drums all over the United States. And I used to bring them to the sessions. I actually play also the first Lynn drums, you know, the first Lynn drum, Lyn, Lynn
of course.
drum.
That's it. Uh-huh.
And in 1980, and when they first came out, with Lee Ritenour. Anyhow, I said, okay, I never felt that a machine or electronic was going to replace me. It's impossible. They cannot play what I play. Impossible. Right. And then when the recording, I'm going very fast, when the recording situation changed in Los Angeles, you know, okay, I said, well, I have to go with the business. I'm going to also build my own studio, which right now I'm speaking to you from my studio at home. And
likewise, baby.
Know, I set up. I have my setup drum. I have 2 sets of drums, congas, timbales, batas, everything over here, djembes, tablas, everything. And even listen a little bit of this. Listen. You know, so anyhow,
beautiful.
That's what Tito Puente used to play. Remember? Anyhow.
Yes, and so, Alex, I'm going to stop you right now, baby. I'm going to stop you real quick because we're coming out of this segment. I can't believe it, man. And you beat me to the punch. I was going to ask you to play anyway. So when we come back off the last segment of a 2-hour interview with this amazing man who's making my heart fill with joy, Mr. Alex Acuña. You guys don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We're going to share the last hour all about Alex Acuña. So you guys don't go anywhere. Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, brought to you by the Talk Radio Network. Maybe Alex will play some congas for us when we get back. You guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on EnterTalkRadio.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Michael McDonald, and you're listening to my good buddy Jackie Bertoni on Jackie's Groove.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Now, that group was brought to you by the Chameleon. I have on the line Alex Acuña. Don't label this man as a Latin percussionist because you'll embarrass yourself, man. The man can play it all, and he plays it all very well. And, we want to thank Alex and the plethora of the stars that have been blessing Jackie's Groove. And we're talking about, Alex, the who's who of players, the who's who of drummers, the who's who of singers, percussionists. I'm a little bit biased to drummers and percussionists, forgive me. But the bottom line is, man, we can't all do this by ourselves. It takes a village. It takes a good team. And I want to thank my team as I do every single broadcast. And that team includes Cedric and my girl who invited you on the show, my Megan, and also Cedric's mom is going to be joining us soon. Candy's going to be coming aboard. Paul Berezetsky, who is the COO of the network and our engineer. In fact, Alex, the music that you hear coming in, our bumper music, that is myself on percussion, Paul on guitar, and Florentino on drums. So we're a self-unit here at Intertalk Radio. And with that said, on the aforementioned Mr. Florentino Buenaventura, he's a huge fan of yours, brother. And he's also a man of God, man. And I just want him to bring him on. I want you to say hi to Florentino. And Florentino, please say hi to our new brother, Mr. Alex Acuña.
Hey, Alex, what's going on, brother?
Oh, man, yes. I think I was trying to communicate with you through Dropbox, but I didn't have the time. I'm sorry. Anyhow.
Oh, no worries.
Yes. I know who you are, man, and thank you for being there with Jackie. You guys are really doing amazing. I'm very proud of you, all of you.
Oh, thank you, man. We're super proud of what you've been doing in music, man. That's what this network's about, is spotlighting incredible talent and hearts like yours. And we want to thank you for being on this show and keeping Jackie off the street, because, if he wasn't doing these interviews, you don't know what he's going to be doing out there, man.
Wonderful. Great call.
Jackie's my brother. You know what? I've gotten a lot of fondness for percussions. I'm a bass player, so obviously drummers in general. Anytime I teach or tell anybody about the principles of bass, I say, "What is this?" They say it's a bass. I said, "No, it's a drum. It's a drum with tone. That's it. Don't try to make it anything more than that. You're not a guitar player. Don't do that. Just your whole job is to make sure that you are in line with the groove department." So anyway, but with that said, and you are the man of groove, and that is, I've been hearing about hearing your stuff and hearing about how incredible of a talent you are with everybody who just loves you in the industry. And you are now part of this whole Intertalk Radio. Jackie has jumped you in, and you have to get jumped out. So, and that's never going to happen. So, with that said, get out, brother. You're never going to get out, man. Once they get you in, we'll always pull you. We'll keep pulling you back in.
Okay. Excellent, beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
Wonderful.
You know, one of the things, like you said, we created this network because we recognize that the people who are really powering the music don't always get the attention that they deserve. And you know, part of this is to spotlight and give back to those who have given so much to us, like you. The other part is to let the generations that are coming, or the ones that are here now, know about the talents that have been, you know, predecessors. And, you know, with that said, we want to be able to provide them ways they can find out more about you. If, you know, your links, your Facebook pages, you know, just don't give your checking account to Jackie. That's all I got to say. Jackie usually picks on me, so I'm returning the favor today because it's just fun.
There you go.
But
and real quick, I want to say, and I'm going to jump in here real quick sec. You know, we talked about this before, Florentino, about, you know, the spiritual. I don't want to go on another situation here, but share with Alex what the good man above has done for you and your drive to keep this network going strong.
Well, you know, Alex, that's the biggest reason why we do the network. At least for me, it is. You know, I've always looked at the Lord's pathway and looking at where He wants to lead. And you know, if you asked me 4 or 5 years ago if I would be running a radio network, more or less doing a radio show, I said, or at least talk radio, I should say, I would have told you no. This is not. You know, there's no way. You know. This is not even in the cards. And then through a series of doors that the Lord opened for us, we started a show, you know, with WS Radio, who's our sister network. They don't focus in on the music industry like we do. They basically are very broad. But you know, with that opening the door, you know, then you know, interviewing incredible talents like Jackie, and you know, his spirit to want to spread the word about all of his friends and all the people that have been amazing for him. You know, we grew the network, and we're now 16 shows. We are the leading talk radio network for the music industry. We are a premier partner with NAM on broadcasting. And in fact, we usually go out with them to you know, share their messaging about education and about music industry growth. And you know, and then we also are partners with great businesses like Pitbull Audio, and we have also started doing some work with Westlake Pro, who is really the top end of, you know, recording studio or retail, and then of course our great friends at all the manufacturers, you know. So you know, with that said, these doors have been opened by the Lord above, and we just want to keep, you know, as long as He keeps us on this direction, we're going to keep doing what we can to you know, hopefully, you know, make a positive difference in this music industry.
Definitely, I agree with you, and thank you for sharing all this, because definitely it's good to know, you know, especially why you're doing this. And now that I know, you're going to be in my prayer. I'm going to intercede that this will grow, because you guys are touching a lot of musicians. Like at the beginning, Jackie said, you know, we need to really make a difference in the music industry. Yes. And especially in California, you know, the city that I live, Los Angeles, Hollywood, this is the Mecca. This is the biggest place in the whole earth for music.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
definitely.
Yeah, the biggest thing is made here. You know, the movies. There's nothing bigger than the Oscars. Not even the Grammy. You know, yes. The movies is the biggest thing. It goes from all the way from Chile, South America, all the way to Scandinavia, and so forth, you know, from east to west and north to south. And we have a job to do, not because it's commanded, but it is in a way, you know, the Great Commission. We're supposed to let everybody know about our Lord, you know, His blessings, and being thankful, like you said, being very thankful, like you said, you know, just right now. And thank you for sharing this, and believe me, you in my heart right now. I mean, all of you. You know, this program, and Jackie and you guys, and amazingly beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to be part of all your blessings. You know.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, this is what it's all about. In fact, you know, a mutual good friend of ours, Aaron A. Train Smith, he used to play drums with the Temptations, played on Papa Was a Rolling Stone, has a show called Intersect on our internet network. It's all about faith and how that influences us within our creative musical scope as well as our day-to-day living. So, me and Jackie are good friends with Aaron, and he's now with us doing his own show, and just a lot of blessings that way. So, with that said, we want to bless everybody with how to find you, man. So tell us your URLs, tell us all of that fun stuff.
Wonderful. What was the last thing? The last question?
How can people find you, man? What's your website? Your Facebook? Do you have Instagram? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Periodically, I get in and out. And I'm Instagram. And Facebook is Alex Neciosup Acuña. My middle name is actually my father's last name. I'm a hyphenated last name, Neciosup, Neciosup. Just the way it is in my emails,
Oh, awesome.
And right, and in Instagram, I'm Neciosup Acuna, the number 1. And I'm an open book. I can even give everybody my cell phone, 818-681-4068. I like to talk to people. And I don't have that problem, I don't have that problem. The only thing I don't give is my credit cards. That's the only thing I won't give. My credit.
Well, hang up now, because I was going to ask that question.
Well, hey, I think this is the first time any guest has given out their phone number, Jackie. So this is definitely a network first. So hey, y'all got to be quick though. We're not going to put that on the website. You got to be quick and listen to the episode again, because it will be going up onto the archive section of Jackie's Groove page on our website, entertalkradio.com/Jackie's Groove. Go in there and keep listening to the episode, because you'll find gems and nuggets in this whole episode, and you're not going to get them all at once. So you need to listen a couple of times, folks. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to let you two gentlemen continue on with this wonderful dialogue, this conversation of two brothers of spirit and of groove. And I've been enjoying this immensely, and I really appreciate it, both of you sharing your hearts.
And
Thank
also,
you.
too, brother, do me a favor before I cut you loose. Would you tell Paul? I don't know how much time I have left in this segment, unless I'm not paying attention to the clock. So I don't want to sit there and lose this. Let me just move this computer over, and let's see if it's hiding here, and then we'll get back to the crux of things, because I got to ask this gentleman, Alex Acuña, a couple of questions. Nope, I see the clock.
There you go.
My bad. Okay,
technology.
So with that said, get out of here, Florentino. I love you, my brother.
Love you too.
And let's get back to the Viber. All right, brother.
Before we forgot, at NAMM this year, this winter NAMM, Alex, me and Jackie are going to be dancing down the aisles with this brother up and moving and grooving. He came over here. He was out of the chair and just it was just an inspiration. So we'll all be dancing in the aisles. Yeah, exactly. We'll all be dancing in the aisles at this next winter NAMM.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you, brother. Hey, and Alex, that's a good lead-in from Florentino. We are finally putting the final touches on Winter NAMM. Hopefully, you're going to be in town during that. And the reason why, I am going to be hosting a working title, the Drummers Roundtable, and I'm going to probably be doing this on Friday and Saturday. And we'll let you know where it's going to be. We won't be on the floor because it's too loud, but we're going to be hosting 10 drummer / percussionist per the session. I don't know how many sessions we're going to be. And I would love to host you and have you be part of the situation. Well, Alfredo wants to do it. Kenny Oranoff, Benny Kailuda, everybody wants to. I've asked is there for it. So I would love to have you part of this great consortium of drummers, percussionists. So we'll reach out. We'll give you that information once we have it locked in. Does that sound good to you?
Excellent. For sure, right now I can tell you that Saturday would be best for me because, I'm at the Gombabs and Sabian booth, and Thursday and Friday maybe are the busiest day, and
right.
Saturday for me will be amazing.
We'll figure it out and we'll put it together. And I want to ask you a question. This is actually a question my wife came up with, and every interviewee I've asked, they've loved this question. So I'm going to throw it to you. And I think it's quite poignant. So what I'm going to say to you, if Alex Acuña wasn't playing music, drums, percussion, everything to do with music business itself, what would Alex Acuña be doing today?
Wow, my passion was to be when I was a little kid, and I played until I was 18, until I came to United States.
Okay.
A soccer player. I was a great soccer player. Oh, yeah. I mean, really good. I played with big guys when I was very young. When I was 12, 14 years old, I was playing with guys that were 18 years old and everything. I mean, amazing. And but music, took me out of that. And then when I came to United States in 1964, there were no soccer in United States, or much less Puerto Rico. So, but that's something I wish, I would have been a soccer player for sure, a soccer player. Yeah, like Maradona,
Beautiful.
like Messi. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Alex. Now I asked you this on a break, and I'm gonna ask you right up front, just for a quick couple seconds. Can you just do me a favor, reach over there and grab those cow hides, and give me just a little taste of some either a montuno or mamoño, something that the audience can listen to you playing right now.
Right now, of course. Yes, definitely, I will. Yeah.
Something quick.
Yeah, something quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, kids, now that is how it's done. And, oh my God, just do yourselves a favor. If you guys got a little flavor of that, again, please go on to YouTube. Please go on to Alex's website. Just search this man. Look at what he does. Look at the different genres of music he's playing. Go on, again, like I said, I just watched the DVD a couple days ago, and it's Michael McDonald and Gathering of Friends, and where Alex plays some beautiful, tasty pop percussion along with Dave Koz and as I said before, along with Christopher Cross and Jeff Bridges, and the list goes down the line. This is one of my favorite DVDs, that you can check them out. But check out, everything has got to do with the relation to aesthetics, grooves, and the like. So with that said, my brother, we are done with this show. As I told you, we can go another couple hours, and but we don't have that. We don't have that liberty. So with that said, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, my wife's heart, and everybody at the network for you accepting this amazing invitation to be added onto our ever-growing roster of the bad boys in and bad girls in the industry. So with that said, everybody, I want you to, again, patronize this man, search him out, and if you need percussion, please call me first. And if I'm not available, call Alex, because your money's going to go a long way on that itself. You like how I did that? It's all about business, brother. And Alex, I thank you so much, my friend. I will send you. Thank you for finding the humor. We will send you the link to the permanent edited version of this amazing interview as soon as it's done. So with that said, everybody, I want you to stand up and applaud Mr. Alex Acuña for joining Jackie's Groove. Alex, I love you, brother. God bless you in every step of your life. And we will see each other real soon. As I say to everybody on all the broadcast, peace through music. God is great, my brother. Yes. God is great. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be the music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.